Hello, Sea Lion fans, and welcome to this latest edition of Cross Exam. Joining us today, we have Dr. Kim Schaeffer, professor in the psychology department, and we have senior men's basketball player Josh Caston. Professor Schaeffer, take it away.
Hey, Josh, how you doing today?
That's good. It's always good to talk to you. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just have a few questions for you today. I understand you were born in Virginia and lived at many different places throughout the country.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and how you ended up here at Point Loma?
Yeah, so I grew up in Hampton Roads, Virginia, moved over Virginia Beach, and then ended up going out to LA. My dad, my mom's originally from out here, so she wanted to go back home. And then my father, he went to film school out here. So that was the big decision. But they were in the military, so that's why I was in Virginia.
Okay, well, how did you hear about Point Loma, the school, and how did you decide to come here?
Yeah, so it's funny. I had gone on a college tour when I was 16, I believe, here. And it was like in the back of my mind, like my parents had set up like 2 or 3 schools, and it felt like a random one. And then I was in junior college playing basketball, and then they hired Coach Smith. He's new last year. He had a connection to my community college, and then he was able to get it done. So I feel like I've always belonged here, I guess.
Oh, that is really cool. I didn't know that you were looking at us at 16 years of age. That's great.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works.
So you're a transfer student, and this is your second year on the Point. And I'm curious, what were your first impressions coming here? Was it what you thought it would be, or what was it like?
It was a bit overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. I had a hard time embracing the culture that exists here, being around people that care about you to the extent that they do. You could be walking down Calf Lane and someone will strike a conversation with you you've never met before. It's a lot to take in if you're not used to it. But once I got over that initial reaction, I'm very grateful to be here. I love it. It's one of the coolest places I've been. I'm grateful every day.
Yeah, it's like Disneyland's the happiest place on earth, but we're a close second, I think.
Very close second. And that gigantic ocean in the background, it never really sets in. So
yeah, it sure doesn't. You're a psychology major, and I'm just curious. Tell me a little bit about how you became interested in psychology and your thoughts.
It started in high school. I was in an economics class, and we were briefly discussing behavioral economics. And so I was just fascinated by it. And that was actually my major coming into college. And then I had to take a couple psychology classes. And I just became more fascinated with that than the business side of it, just why people think what they think. And then, yeah, I'm here now. I don't know. It's awesome.
Yeah, it has something for everybody. The major, it really is awesome. Yeah. And you're in my research class, my year-long research class. In the department we have the motto "Research is fun." So, what fun have you found in research?
I think, and you had talked about this earlier in the year. You and Dr. Carter had shown us how people are able to skew statistics and, contort things to their will. So I think if you really want to be educated, you have to know research. It's one of the most important components of any decision you're going to make. So I would say that's probably the fun.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that. We have a lot of things in common. And one of those is that we both can dunk the basketball.
Very true.
Look at that. Look how the fans are just amazed at how I could do that. They didn't think I could do that.
That's awesome. I don't
Anyway,
remember that game.
That was awesome when you made that background, your Zoom background in the middle of class. The whole class just got the biggest kick out of that.
Yeah. Favorite professor, we gotta make things happen.
Thanks so much, my friend. I appreciate that. And one of the first things I noticed about you in that class was you would get to class early and you'd have your Chinese flashcards out before class. I think you're the only psych major I know who took Chinese. So inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, so initially I had taken it, let's see, I took Latin most of high school. Then when I transferred, they didn't have that program. And so they did offer a Chinese one, and the teacher was just amazing. And then I became cognizant how much of the world you're missing out on connecting with by not being able to speak a common language. So, I mean, that's where it started. And then Dr. Wicks is amazing. He really, instilled like the confidence in me to keep going. So it's like a lifelong thing now. But yeah, it's fun. It's cool being able to connect with people like that.
Oh, that's really neat. I'm glad to hear that. I'm on a committee with Dr. Wicks. He's really awesome.
Great guy.
Yeah, he really is. We both have a love of finance, and besides myself, you're one of the few value investors that I know. And you're the only person on campus that I've had a conversation with about stock options, Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega. I'm wondering how you became interested in finance.
Back to that economics class, the teacher had shown us how compound interest works. And then, I did some research, learned about Benjamin Graham, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. And then from there, it was like, I want to do this. Because, I feel like you get to, we talk about Excel sheets and things like that, how we can use what we learn in research and how we can apply it. And then, waking up with money is always a good feeling. So I'd say that's a strong reason why.
Yeah, Warren Buffett, what a great role model and example, just as a human being.
Yeah.
One of his, he's working, I think he's 89, still working, and he said he considers his work a form of play. And just the fact that he's giving so much money away to charity, I think is incredible.
It's excellent.
Yeah. Now, your family was involved in studying film, and I understand that you're a role extra for the film industry. So you drive up to Hollywood every now and then. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I'm from LA. Obviously, it's a lot of acting going on. I have a lot of friends that do it, and I didn't want to commit the same level of time. I'm not trying to go out to audition. So there's a casting agency for sport-related things in my area, and so it's allowed me the opportunity to be on different shows for if I need to be a basketball player, a football player, just something that the average person might not be able to make look realistic. So it's every now and then they'll hit me up. It's always fun to do it. Get to meet some cool people.
Wow, that's fabulous. Just living the dream, I'll tell you. That's great.
Right on.
Congratulations to you and your team on the Pac-West Championship. During spring break, I was back in Pennsylvania watching it live, and you guys came back from this 13-point deficit with less than 4 minutes to play, and you started the comeback with a 3-point field goal. That must have been so sweet, and that just must have been one of the most exciting games of your life. Could you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough. It had been a long conference playoffs, everything leading up to it, and Coach, he always tells us it takes what it takes. That was our motto for the whole year. And so just when we came out that locker room, we knew it was going to be a dogfight. And then even with 2 minutes left, nobody on our team thought we were going to lose. And so when you have that level of camaraderie, magic can happen. And it's one of the coolest experiences I've had in basketball. So that's for sure in my top 5 list all time.
Yeah, that game was so magical. I was watching it and I was like, I can't believe what's unfolding before my eyes. It was just wonderful.
Yeah.
And then it goes into overtime and the big win there. Oh, it was amazing. So.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to watch now, but it's for sure nerve-wracking.
Yeah, well, congratulations on your championship. That's just amazing.
Right on. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So I understand you might ask me a question or two.
Oh yeah, it's called cross-examination for a reason.
Okay.
So first, coming from University of Oklahoma, getting your PhD, what was it like to come to Point Loma?
It was really different. I gotta be honest with you. I think I might have been a little bit too demanding my first few years, to be quite honest with you. But it was awesome just to be in this environment and slowly make friendships. But I've been here now over 30 years, and I got to tell you, it's definitely one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love it here. It's a great place. Get to, become friends with, great people like yourself. It's just amazing.
Right on. And so another thing is you've blessed the psych department with arguably the longest running tournament in school history, the tennis tournament.
Oh, yeah.
What led you to start that?
Well, I got to be honest with you. We had a little tennis tournament about 16 years ago with the faculty and the TAs, and I thought it seemed kind of exclusive. So I said, let's just open it up to everybody. And it's hard to believe 7 a.m. in the morning that we fill the courts with psych majors and faculty. And it's just a joyous time. Once they get out of bed, once you guys make it out there, it's so much fun.
It is. It's a great way to connect with new people. And so you asked me the question, what led you down the path of psychology?
Oh, that's a really good question. I didn't know anything about psychology until college. I took a general psychology course and the chapter on the brain. It was chapter number 2. I remember the textbook. It was orange. And when I studied the brain, it was like, oh my goodness, this is the chapter that is giving me insights into the human mind more than anything that I've ever read in my life. And I just fell in love with it from there, and the rest is history.
Right on. Oh, that was it. That was my question for you.
Okay. Well, this has been an awesome time, and thank you for doing this, Josh. I really appreciate it. And,
I appreciate you for being so awesome.
Well, thanks so much. And much luck to you during the rest of your semester, and we'll see you in class tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay. Take it.